Like, as much as this is like a lot, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Part of me was like,
Oh, no, I'm enjoying it.
I made it.
They don't just send those to anybody. Whitney didn't fucking get one. I just want to point that out.
You don't know that. I haven't checked my mail
let's
yet.
see your box, Whitney. Whip out your box on Pod Therapy. Let's fucking see your
Where's
box.
your black box,
with all
Whitney?
that big dark chocolate. Huh? Let's
big
fucking
black
go.
box.
Where's your big black box? The timing. He's so good.
Jake, it's like he does this for a living.
Oh, the man. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. And now broadcasting from the newly remodeled but unnamed studio. That's Jim. That's Whitney. I'm Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
Yes, we need new. We need new names.
Still remodeling.
Yeah,
Currently
it's
being
coming
remodeled.
around. So, Jacob, we haven't exactly announced what the future plans of the show are, but you've now done enough that
We're moving.
we could probably talk a little bit about it. Unless I can stop this train from leaving the station, apparently we're going to video.
That's right.
I'm probably going to try to stop it. I've already anxietied out about this plenty of times.
Every day.
I was scared
Cannot
we were
resist.
recording today. Like, Whitney shows up with matching shoes and cardigan. Nick always looks good. I have an afro that is touching your ceiling as I am sitting on a couch. This is not the same. We are not the same people. And I feel like right now, I get nice compliments in the reviews. People are like, Jim sure does have a good voice for radio. That's not all I have good that's for radio, friends. I don't know that I want to go to video. I just don't think I'm going to shine. So I'm going to try to stop it. I'm going to try to sabotage it.
We haven't mentioned
The
your
listeners will be
mustache
the judge of
forever.
that.
Yeah.
I know,
It's
when
not
we
like we've dedicated
when you
seasons
mentioned-
of the show to mocking my physical
You mentioned
appearance.
Yosemite Sam, and all I thought was mustache.
Oh, yeah. Also, that came up.
That's what you're like, no, that could
I
he
was like,
couldn't
the
do that.
mustache.
You can't pull that off.
Yosemite Sam without the mustache.
Yeah, Yosemite Sam had a very nice mustache,
true.
unlike this idiot. Yeah, so not looking
Jimity
forward to
Jim
it.
Jimity.
has a very fluffy
Yosemite
beard.
Jimity. Yosemite Jimity.
So yeah, we are working on it. We do not know what it's all going to entail yet. I know that the very first experiments with video will only be airing at Patreon. So you better get in on it now, guys, because patreon.com/therapy. In the beginning, that is the only way I
See
will
Jim's fro.
allow it.
And we're hoping to go to something that has some kind of live chat element to it, so that you can watch while we're recording live and weigh in. We might have a couple of things here and there where we ask for a little audience weigh in and things.
Maybe even a Zoom component.
Maybe a Zoom component.
Live listeners can jump onto the Zoom and say hi. And
All kinds of different things. Yeah. So we're talking about all kinds of different options there. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good time.
It's terrifying. It's a transformation I am not ready for. It is a future that I am not built for.
And
I'm
as
just
usual,
upset.
Jim is being pulled kicking and screaming into the 21st century.
Hate it already, all of it. I may or may not have also received a bribe. You can listen all about it at patreon.com/therapy. My co-hosts currently ingesting the bribe.
Hey, Ola.
Notably, I have not had any of the bribe.
And bribing.
So if it is a bribe, I don't know that I can be held accountable for
Open
it.
your mouth.
Is it a bribe if I just share the bribe with my friends? I feel like that.
No, that's what you're supposed to share
I'm
with
really
the
glad
office,
that
right?
you're
That's
all
the ethics.
eating on a podcast, by the way.
No, it was
Great
fun.
job.
You're
The
welcome,
thing
friend.
is they don't know that you have nothing to offer. That's
Yes.
what's funny.
That's what's great. Yeah. I don't know that I'm sending anybody to this program.
We don't know who's at this address.
Yeah.
Could be anyone.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. This is terrifying. But honestly, I mean, the chocolate checks out. So
Chocolate's pretty good.
patreon.com/therapy.
It
Listen
is.
to me unfurl my bribe and a very rigorous conversation about manual labor and housing construction.
There really is a
A lot of things. A lot of things. And the new measurement system we've proposed for male anatomy. Check it all out at patreon.com/therapy. That probably should be the show title. I'm going to have to figure out a clever way to describe that. We've got some great questions for today's show, and we are kicking off the order today with...
Imperial versus metric versus cake.
I just thought donut holes.
Oh, all right. Write that down. Okay. All right, we got our first question for the day, leading off the order, estrangement drama, inheritance, and appreciation of this show. Hey, gang, I've got a bit of a rambling question about inheritance drama, but I'll try and keep things succinct. For background, my grandparents were the only stable family I had as a kid. I've never known why the generation of parents, aunts, and uncles they raised turned out to be so chaotic, but it led to my siblings and I spending large chunks of our formative years homeless. My earliest toddler memories are around tent encampments, and my senior year was spent sleeping in a bar's parking lot. At age 18, I escaped out of state and white-knuckled my way through a much more normal 20s poverty in a way I think my grandparents would be proud of. They died a few years ago, and ever since my family has been fighting in court over their estate while I ghosted and watched from across state lines. Last year, after evicting an aunt 3 times, they liquidated the house so the cash could be split. With all that said, I've spent the last 6 months or so sitting with a few bleak and sobering realities. The sadder part is that I'm only seeing a dime of this money because our dad drank himself to death when we were young. If he were alive, it would go to him. It's a somber thought to sit with over a modest but life-changing amount of money. The other, more frustrating reality is that this money is highlighting a lot of the instability that still exists, and it's painting my siblings in a disappointing light from where I sit. When I left, I carried a lot of survivor's guilt for my younger siblings and only recently reconnected over texts and emails. With this inheritance unfolding, my sister sent me a text asking to borrow $350. Mind you, she gets a piece too. She's sitting on a $55,000 check she can't cash because she doesn't have a current ID and needed $350 to get to the end of the month when a new ID comes in and she's flush. Last I heard, neither her or my little brother are working or in school, scraping by in Section 8 housing with her 2 kids. I sent her the money, explaining it was a gift, not a loan, and am dreading the idea of this ever happening again or telling her no next time. Honestly, I'm sitting with the fear of my siblings repeating our parents' mistakes and the thought of having that chaos slip back into my life due to survivor's guilt. Would be nice to hear any takes y'all might have on dynamics like this. I'm good at maneuvering to hide money and not be relied on, but it feels like a different beast when the money is a matter of court record. So that's all the sad stuff, but my title did say there was a thanks as well. Your show was a big part of me getting into therapy the last 2 years.
Good.
The 10-year anniversary of leaving all that behind had me dwelling on it a lot. I went into therapy planning to just unpack traumas of childhood, homelessness, and unexpectedly turned into a path of home ownership. My therapist gave me the name of a local nonprofit that holds the hands of first-time buyers.
Oh,
And
that's so nice.
That's awesome.
That's a wonderful service, too.
And I closed on a little condo 2 months before my 30th birthday.
Great.
You guys
Congratulations.
You guys are basically 1 point removed from me owning a home now. And I'm looking forward to just throwing this inheritance at the mortgage to cut down the 30-year loan and paying off in 5 or 10 years. Wow, that's great.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does that mean that we can take out a home equity loan
I think so.
on this house?
Yes.
On this condo? Good.
I think that's
good.
how
What I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Sincere thank yous all around. See you in the Discord. Signed, Plebeian J. Pronouns are he and him.
What an incredible story.
I know.
Oh
wow,
my gosh.
That's crazy.
Homeless to homeowner.
That's true. Yeah, and getting into therapy. But this is I think it's really hard because I remember this saying is something like poor people have poor ways. Mm-hmm. And like it's not to blame them with it, but it's to say like they didn't get role modeled like how to manage money,
Right.
how to live effectively. And so this
like the
perpetuity
poverty
thing.
cycle.
Yeah, the
And
poverty
the system,
cycle.
like, the system is set up in such a way that
Yeah.
that doesn't help matters either.
Yeah.
Like it's
Absolutely.
Nobody shows up and provides financial education and starts, breaking these cycles. And poverty begets poverty,
I
right?
had in like a it was like a civics class in high school. I mean, this should not have been discussed in this class. But I had just the civics teacher in this class, which I think was a coach. I think it was like the basketball coach at the high school or something. Just one day came in and was like, "Hey, we're just going to talk about home finances today."
Wow.
And was like, "We're going to talk about this is in the days of we're going to talk about balancing checkbook." He's like, "I'm going to explain to you, like, you've seen your parents and everything do the checkbook and everything and do little notes on it and everything. Who knows what that is? No hands go up." He's like, "Great. I'm going to teach you what that is. I'm going to show you what that is, what that means. It's how you keep up with how much money you have in your account and all. Here's how credit cards work. Here's how Roth IRAs work."
Wow.
He's like, if you can get a hold of,
Jeez.
it was like, a couple of $1,000, $5,000, something like that.
Yeah.
If you can get a hold of that cash, which nobody could.
Yeah.
But he was like, if you can get a hold of that cash, that will become $1 million by the time you retire. And he's like, here's IRAs and here's all
Just
this
finance
stuff.
101.
Just and like my memory of it is, which is wrong, but my memory of it is he did that for like a couple of days, and then we went back to civics class.
Yeah.
Also, we used to have a class in high school in the U.S. called civics, where it taught you the way that the federal government was supposed to work, just the laws and
They
rules.
got rid of that one a long
that,
time
that go
ago.
along
Yeah, that was
with it.
really getting in the way.
It's
you know?
how people knew how the federal government was supposed to be able to do things. So when you saw them do things in a different way, you could go like, I don't think that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing now you know which people weren't listening.
Yeah.
It's really clear.
I want to see some transcripts before you're allowed to work in the federal government. Yeah. What was your grade?
I'm gonna need to see a GPA.
So financial education, a huge piece of this.
Huge, and people don't get it.
Yeah, when you're growing up in homelessness, you don't have access to means. You're not going to learn, how these systems actually function.
Oh,
So
and theropods
it's
that have
tremendous.
kids, if you can get them like just a little bit of financial,
Oh, yeah.
not even experience, but just knowledge
No.
earlier in life.
Honestly.
it's a great thing that a lot of people just don't think about.
And now we live in the age of like YouTube and stuff, so there really is a lot more resources. But
Right.
like, yeah, this is tremendous. So I mean, it's a huge thing for Plebeian J to have accomplished this. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But like, I appreciate what he's writing about because I think he's saying, look, our entire family system grew up in kind of poverty and disarray and dysfunction, systemic poverty, alcoholism. And like, here we are, we're all adults now. We're a whole second generation removed under that generation that was kind of a train wreck. And some of us are about to inherit real money. And there's a lot of dread instead of like him feeling like a lot of celebration, like, wow, this is going to be life changing. This could really help my siblings. He's sort of already watching the tape and going, I know how this movie ends. Like, I've already seen this go down and I'm kind of bracing myself for it.
I've seen this before with other families where it seems like, kids that grew up in that environment, there's one that kind of makes it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they become, then there's a lot of conflict
Yeah.
because
Yes.
then that one's successful
Yes.
and then the other kids are envious of that kid.
Right.
And then that one is just like, well, I'm sorry, but like I made these difficult decisions.
Right.
You didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so now that's like there's even a little bit of like Plebeian J says, like survivor's guilt there
Yeah.
too. And it's unfortunate. And that's
Yeah.
I don't know, situations like this I always kind of think too of like we've talked about it before in the past, but like Al-Anon, what they learn in Al-Anon, the 4 C's, right? I can't what were they?
Craving.
I didn't cause it.
Oh, the 3 C's. I didn't
3
cause
C's.
it.
I didn't cause it. I can't control it.
I can't cure it.
I can't cure it.
I know the fourth C.
Yeah, we all know the 4th C, don't we? Yeah. So,
Circumstantial.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's bad.
Yeah, there it is. That was it.
no, and I think that's a really tough thing, especially, if you're a sibling, especially if you're an older sibling and you feel like you've got some sort of obligation to help your younger siblings. But, at the end of the day, you can provide education, you can kind of coach them, but they're going to make their own decisions. And, you can try to help them out. I do like the thing that you did there where you said like, hey, this is a gift.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
a
That simplifies that a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
350.
Then you
Keep
said-
that simple.
Yeah.
And Plebeian J didn't do that for the sibling.
Right.
No.
Right.
They did that for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's the way that you can say
Now he
like,
doesn't have
okay,
to keep
I
track.
don't have to worry about this.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
What do you think? The way I heard Plebeian J say that they almost wanted to put their chunk of money into their home, I hear that as I want to tie it up in some ways so that I don't have to be
It's not liquid. I can't give it
right.
to
I
you.
can't. I didn't know if y'all thought that too. Maybe.
Well,
I'm
this is a great
interpreting
time
that,
to
but-
pitch the Pod Therapy bonds that we've been developing.
Is it a coin?
It's a crypto coin. Yeah, it's a crypto coin. Yeah, Pod coin.
It's gotta be a coin.
Therapy coin is now available, and we are allowing you to invest.
Yep.
It's a supple young coin.
Yeah. So we also
the name of it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Supple young coin. we sell supple young coins. It's also not a digital currency. It's not a digital currency. We craft them here.
Yet.
We forge them from the mine. We bring them up, but we don't know how to
We're
do it.
mining.
Jim gets him with his pickaxe.
That's right. Yeah. Dig them out of the Nevada
From
desert.
Moapa.
That's right. We forge them in a whole mint that we have here.
It's Nevada's other ex.
What will get another little coin that is 17 years old.
It's
19.
It's Nevada's.
Legal. It
It's
is
Nevada's
19.
other export.
Yeah, other exports.
Yeah, these coins are not on the Epstein list. These are legitimate 19 coins.
Oh, I saw a great one-liner the other day that made me laugh really hard, and it was just being on the Epstein list has not aged well.
Oh. Oh boy.
I like that turn of phrase a lot.
So if you're looking to hide the money, I think we can help you.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got that. Or this whole invest in your own home thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea too, I guess.
Well, look, we're not financial advisors.
I always like if you'd like to invest in the house and you don't want to just dump it onto the mortgage, if you have upgrades or anything like that, you'd like to do any kind of home remodeling, that's a good time to do that. Mm-hmm. And you are still investing in the home, you're still adding equity to the home, and it is a way of saving.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
accomplishes that job of like, hey, I don't have it.
Yeah.
So if y'all run out, but
you can also just talk to, when you get flush with cash,
yeah,
a smart thing to do is always go talk to an investment person, talk to a money manager.
Right.
They are everywhere. I know that sounds intimidating, but I mean, they're online. They're anything. You don't have to give any more information than you want to. I mean, it can literally just be, hey, I just inherited X amount of money. I've got this in cash, and I'm looking for something smart to do with it. I want to put it towards retirement. I think about, I have a home that I could put it towards. Right. Here are the options that I've thought of. Tell me some other options that I haven't thought of, and let's talk about what the smart thing to do and how I want to get this really divested. And also, it does accomplish the thing that Jim and Whitney just mentioned, and it in essence hides that money from your siblings, and takes the option away from you to say yes or no to a loan.
Unlike Supple Young Coin, which would expeditiously increase your money a lot.
It's going up by the second right now.
It's going up by the second. It ages at about the same rate as a human.
It can hold so many more donuts now.
So, Whitney, I'm curious about this. Knowing about some of your clinical work and some of the populations you've worked with, some of the cases that you've chatted with us about, you've worked with survivor guilt. You've worked with people that are the sibling that got away kind of situation. Yeah. And that's a really personal feeling. Like, that's very heavy, and it can feel like I need to be the hero child. I need to take care of them, but also I can't just constantly be bailing out their boat. Like, I have to allow them to experience consequences. Yeah. I know you've done a lot of clinical work with that kind of situation.
Yeah, I think that the guilt is the number one thing that stands out, because you feel like, oh, we were all in this same boat, and no matter how you got out, whatever that means, maybe. For some people, it's luck. Maybe for most, it's probably, making
grit. Could be that they married well and, somebody else pulled them away from it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options there. But the one that gets out, it's like there is a feeling of responsibility, I think, that can come with that really weighs heavy on the person. I think when we're talking about how to navigate those dynamics with your siblings, gosh, I get wanting to kind of tie up your money or, just take the whole headache away. But I don't know. I worry a little bit that puts you in a spot where you're making a pretty big decision, even with the guidance or help from a financial advisor. That's like, I don't know. Like,
I would want you to explore options like, things like 5-year investments, like CD investments, things like that. That aren't going to tie up that money forever. Right. If you want to tie it up, and also like you want to stay a little liquid. You want to keep a little cash in the bank for when things come up.
Reminder, y'all, he definitely did not write in for our financial advice. Just
sure.
Put it out there.
No, but I mean, like,
but we're going to give it anyway.
All right. Also, where's your water pressure valve?
See?
You bought a new house. Let me tell you what you need to do first, my man. Get your ass in that garage.
Find the water cutoff valve for your house.
Yes, lock that down.
Yeah,
it might be on the side of the street too. Go look.
Yeah, where I was going with that was just like to not have to feel like you have to go to tying up money financially. Is that there may need to be tough conversations had with your siblings at different times. And let's say this repeats itself. Your sister comes to you, oh, I still haven't gotten my ID and I need another $250 or $100, whatever it is, $1,000, doesn't matter. Yeah. I think being able to share with her, what I would do is first kind of dig into like, oh, what's going on with your money? Like maybe ask.
Okay.
I have also heard that not go well, but I don't really give a fuck. Like that's still they're asking you for money. You can ask back. What is that? We've had people do that for us, like close family friends who are like, hey, I hate to ask it. Like, can I borrow this money? And I knew they had already borrowed money from other people. So we were like, hey, you're quite a bit younger than us, like, you know, friends of the family. Do you want to sit down? We can, like, we'll probably loan it to you, but, you know, let's have a conversation about what's going on with your money, like, to just see what's happening there, maybe for some guidance. And they did not like that.
Okay, that was offensive.
Yeah, it did not go well.
Yeah.
But I don't care, because that was our stipulation with, like, if we're gonna loan you money, like, I'm not gonna just give you money when I know
what
you've
would make
been.
you feel comfortable enough to do
That's
it.
for myself to loan money out.
Okay.
Plus, the other thing though too is, like, if a conversation like that is something that makes them not feel comfortable, then you're weeding them out, because they're probably also not going to pay you back.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's like,
yes,
I'm not charging you interest. What I am going to charge you is half an hour of your time to come over here and explain what's going on.
Yes.
You know, it's like, that's the cost of the loan.
I mean, and that's that could be a big ask. I can see that being a big ask.
Yeah.
Even if because at some point I could be like, you know, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I feel like I'm going in the right direction. I just need a little help with this.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's
it's
tough. But like, it's so family members, close friends, and money.
It's tough.
Yeah.
That's with the financial advice part. That's what I was getting to. Is like all of this is just fucking difficult.
It's hard.
So Whitney, there's a scenario where you might see your client or yourself even giving the money but having some accountability attached to it, having some information.
Depends on the situation, but
you don't want it to become cyclical. Like maybe the first time, sure, but as I become more aware of your situation, this becomes a pattern.
Yes,
I'm going to interfere with that pattern.
Yes.
What about a scenario where Plebeian J needs some coaching on how to say no, because the survivor's guilt is compelling him to keep feeding other people? He's only got his portion of this money. Siblings are getting their portion. $55K goes away pretty fast. And like, sometimes I don't like, and Jacob, you talked about this before on the show. It wasn't family oriented, but it's when friends ask for money and they ask, well, but don't you have it? You have it, right? And like, that's a question a lot of people are like, hey, that gets to be none of your business. Like,
I know
how
you
liquid
have
I
it.
am is irrelevant. Like, don't start with how liquid am I?
Yeah.
Because then you're backing me into a corner. Now
Don't
I
worry
can't
about
say
my money.
no. Right. So like, we've talked about like, how do we establish a boundary? But like, I guess I want to wrestle with the survivor's guilt.
Yeah. I think that when we're faced with that, and just, I don't know, you're interacting with people that you love and care about, but you see them from the outside looking in as like the cycles that are existing, the problematic cycles.
You have pity on them.
Yeah. I think that what if I were giving advice or, you know, input to a client I was working with, I would say that, you know, almost like practicing sitting in that discomfort, because you know it's gonna suck. Like, almost like, how can I get around not feeling uncomfortable? Maybe just like embrace, I'm gonna feel fucking uncomfortable. It's gonna be a very shitty situation, because it almost like sets that expectation then and allows you to kind of like let that happen, even though it still will be uncomfortable.
And then if it's a little easier, it's a nice bonus.
I know, if it goes better, then great. It's kind of like expect the worst. I don't always love that advice, but in this case,
hope for the best.
yeah. And I like just almost embrace that. Yeah, if it's a $55K check and you've told us and shared like the setup before, then that is going to go away. And if you are stable, they will come free. Like, they're going to.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Like, you know that's going to happen. I know that's kind of why you're writing in, but I think that's where we just jump to the next expectation. They will come and ask me, and this is how it might feel, and what do I want to say? So I think it starts with like, what do you want to say? Do you have a limit of like, I would loan them up to X amount? I think that's going to be important to decide first. Are there boundaries set with some of this? And I know that can sound kind of yucky, like I just shared, you know, are you going to sit down with me and do whatever? I don't really care. It's your money. If they don't want to give in and they want to do their own thing, they're allowed to go be autonomous and do their own thing.
Right.
But I don't know. I think I would start with what you feel comfortable with. And if you're like, I don't want to give them any money because I do want this, and I maybe feel like a shitty person for saying that and for thinking like, I just want my money.
And they'll make you feel shitty too. Like, oh, well, do you need it? Because I can't literally get an ID.
Yeah.
Like, you're my and it's like, oh my God. At some point, you just don't want to answer the fucking phone anymore.
Well, I know. And that's where I was going earlier.
Check
with,
over to me.
What are the requests? So it's like, do you need help getting an ID? Let me help you do that instead of giving you the money.
Yeah, like I'll drive you to DMV.
Yeah, that's where I was kind of going earlier with that too. So
also,
I don't think there's
now that I said it out loud, I like the idea of just signing the check over to you.
Send me the money.
Be like, sign the check over to me. I'll cash it for you, and I'll give you the money.
I'll just be the person. Okay, there you go.
You give me the check, sign it over to my name. I'll cash it, hand you the money.
If such a thing is possible, that actually sounds
you
really
could do-
good.
I don't know, but it's all sticky.
Yeah, but going back to your point there, what I'm hearing you say is that survivor's guilt is a very serious thing. It's going to pull on your heartstrings.
Yeah.
And like role playing the discomfort. Like don't wait till it happens because it's a very predictable thing. So practice how to say no. Let that be full sentence. Like you don't necessarily have to justify your no.
Or like challenging that avoidance. Because
Okay.
I hear avoidance when he's like, let me just
Right.
tie it up or let me just do this.
Yeah,
It's like,
It's like you're trying to create all these other ways that you don't have to deal with
look, I
this.
don't. I'm telling the truth. I don't have access, and like that's fine if you want to do that. But I also think
Or it's not
okay to
available. It's not available. Why? Because I've mentally earmarked it for something else.
Yeah,
Because I'm
exactly. You
donating
don't have to
all of
tell
it
them.
to young, supple 19-year-old coin.
Exactly.
You know, and
Pod therapy.
because I believe in smart investments.
I notoriously have a problem saying no to people. As
No.
we've
Hey, can I
get
discussed
some
on
money?
the show. No.
You're doing really good, bud.
Practicing. Great role
Recovery's-
play there.
yeah,
That was role
great.
play, right?
You know what really helps me though sometimes is I
Just picture everybody else's Jim.
Yeah.
Then it gets a lot easier to say no.
And I also punched
You know
him
what?
in the face.
This is great.
you're not far off from my actual
no, and your mustache
solution.
is stupid. What? Nick,
No,
I'm
I-
your sister.
I picture
by what I said.
somebody that I know that has no problem saying no. That's really good setting boundaries.
Okay.
And I think, what would this person say?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and I try to pretend like
mimic
okay,
it.
I'm gonna play this
Yeah.
this role right
Okay.
now.
Fake it till
Till
you
you
make
make
it.
Drink, everybody.
Yeah,
We didn't even recommend therapy yet.
Yeah, so I like to do that, and that
Well, he said he was already
definitely
in
helps.
therapy.
That's right.
The other thing I do that I've learned too is I've learned the importance, and I really figured this out when I was a clinical director at a rehab. Because if you want to talk about like constantly getting pressured into giving people what they want,
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
addicts and alcoholics are the most resourceful people.
Yes.
And as soon as they know you're the boss,
Oh,
they're like,
yeah,
"Oh, I'm
they
skipping
just-
over all these jumps.
yeah.
I'm gonna have a first name relationship with
Yep.
this guy." Yeah.
Be all
And they
charming.
know-
You're like, I
Yep.
read through you
Yep.
in a second.
They know how to like talk and everything. And so I learned the value of being able to say no because it makes saying yes that much more powerful.
I like that.
You know, when you're able to just set clear boundaries and say, nope, I'm not going to do this. Nope. But when I actually do agree with you on something, that agreement means something now because I've established a pattern of saying no. The other thing though, too, that I learned is not to just say no, just be like, nope,
Okay.
but to be like, no,
Laugh
I'm not
at him a
gonna
little
do that.
bit. Make fun of him.
Yeah.
Call him fat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. But here's what I will do.
Okay. Oh, I like
Here's
that.
what I am willing to do.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to give you $350. I am willing to give you a ride to the DMV. I am willing
Right.
to sit with
Okay.
you. I am willing to help you get all that stuff.
I'm willing to give you Whitney's phone number, and she will ask you
Uh-oh.
what you're going to use that money for.
That's
Yes.
right.
She will have that.
I will
conversation
drill
with
you.
That's right.
So that's what I like to do.
I like this. One last thought from me, Plebeian Jay. There's a book that I'm trying to read for myself right now, and I think you and I actually have somewhat similar backstories in some ways. I'm not going to get into my shit, but there's a really good book called Complex PTSD From Surviving to Thriving, A Guide and Map for Recovering from Childhood Trauma. It's a really good book. It's by Pete Walker, and there's some really good chapters in here like about people pleasing and like fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, and like just different kinds of adaptations that people that have gone through shit like you've gone through might catch themselves doing, and like dealing with that inner critic, outer critic. Just some really good stuff in here. So I recommend it. It's a pretty established book. It was written in 2013. And also there's an entirely free audio book on YouTube if you just know how to search for that kind of shit. It's in there.
Dark
Go check
web.
it out. But yeah, this is a really good story.
Or YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations that your life is moving forward. And, I love that you're, kind of waving the flag of therapy as a way that you accessed that, and obviously it's not the method. I mean, you deserve all the credit. You did all this yourself, but even choosing to focus on your mental health, to value yourself and make that a priority is something that I think we want to celebrate in you. And that now that you're inheriting this money, that you're thinking about it and thinking, hey, I want to get ahead of this. I still have a broken system I'm a part of. How do I, love people and support them, but also start thinking about boundaries? And how do I also grieve a little bit the likely cycle that I'm going to witness? And how do I also not make it my responsibility to run around, and teach everybody in my family how to live a better life? I kind of have to give people the dignity of choice. And that 55K is probably going to slip through some hands pretty fast. But there's still a system. 55K is good money. It's not retirement money. The system still needs to be there. Food stamps still need to be there. Section 8 still needs to be there. Hopefully this money can give them some better options. Maybe they turn it into something. At the end of the day, though, you've got to take care of you. That's not selfish. That's required.
Yeah.
And when you say that it's life-changing money, like, it can be.
Yeah.
And Jim's right. Like, it's not necessarily life-changing
Not
money.
retirement money.
But it's it's potentially something to get you going in the right direction.
for sure.
It give you that jump start that you need.
If you invest it
That's
intelligently in a growing form of currency,
Right.
that is all the rage. It's all anybody's talking about. I'm talking about hot. She is a hot, supple 19-year-old. Coin! Go pick it up.
Why?
We're placing orders at patreon.com/therapy. She is a hot, supple 19-year-old. It is crypto in the sense that it is also
Very
figurative.
cryptic.
And we don't know how to make it. We don't know how
Because
it
I'm a
works.
bad boy.
But we'll take your money.
I think we can build a mine in Jacob's backyard.
Do we just write IOUs? I think that's what it is. I think we just send them a piece of paper that says you own 3 supple young Bitcoins.
Oh my gosh.
This is a car, 150,000. Gonna want to hold on to
Gonna
this
want to
one.
hold on to that one. That's a good IOU. Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was
Ooh,
like,
that's
I know
a good
this.
one.
That's a good one.
Hold on to these.
You're gonna hold on to this.
Yeah, I like these. The Pod Therapy IOUs for the whatever our cryptocurrency is. Patreon.com/therapy. We'll take your money. And you know what? It's just as valid as every other crypto coin. So I don't know that we're really getting away with anything. Anyway, buddy, good luck. Congratulations on this. Excited for the next steps. And thank you for the compliment. We really appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're talking about when to break up. You are listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Brady Malachek, Max the Ginger Scoop, Ellie O'Dare, and Amy Aardvark. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy. All right. This week's trivia, thank you, Emma, is about everyday objects you never questioned until
shit.
now.
Oh, yes. I
Whitney?
like this.
Yeah.
You're going to start off with an easy one.
Yay.
I
Oh,
think
come
this is
on.
an
What the
easy one.
fuck, man?
Well,
Give
we'll
me
see.
the easy
We'll see
one.
how easy
you
it
just
is.
you set her up, dude. I always get the hard one. I feel like you start with her when it's an easy one, and you fuck me over. You fuck me good, Tangeman.
With the hard one.
Sick of it. Sick of this shit.
Anyway, why is there often a tiny arrow next to your car's fuel gauge icon?
Oh, that tells you which side your gas tank is on, like where you feed the gas to your gas
Are
tank.
you sure?
Are you shooting from the hip for 2, or are you going to take options?
Yes, I'm sure.
Fool.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
But that's right.
Good job. Also, I
I'm like, yeah, I
live
look at it
and
half the
die
time.
by that. Like
Yeah.
before we added that little innovation,
Yeah.
my life made no fucking
You're like
sense.
trying to look in the mirror.
Every week I was on the wrong side
Yeah.
at least once.
Damn it. Look out your
Dude,
door.
I 100. Do you have to look at yours?
Well, I do because one of our cars is on one side and the other is
Oh,
on the other.
that's rough.
Well, not anymore. Actually, I guess the Prius had another one, so we got rid of that. Now they're both on the same side. But
Okay,
for a while
yeah.
we had
But-
opposite. So I'm like,
so
wait,
even though
which
you've
one is
owned
it?
your car for a while, and that's the one you mostly
I
drive.
still look just
yeah,
to
I
make
do
sure. I'm
every
like,
single time. I never know where it is.
That arrow has a name. Do you know the name? Did you find the name of it?
No.
I
Arrow.
just real quickly Googling
Gas
it right now. I
arrow.
found the name
Gasometer.
Moylan.
Say-
Moylan Arrow.
That
Mylan
is
sheep.
definitely the guy who cuts off a baby's.
It was invented by Ford engineer Jim Moylan.
Okay, it's a
Right after he
circumcision
cut off
doctor.
a baby penis.
He's a rabbi. It's called a brie. It's
Invented in
pronounced.
'86.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yours, boy.
Oh, wow.
Definitely not what you think. It
Oh,
is.
and also it has another tie-in to Whitney. It was it first appeared on the Ford Escort.
Oh, there you go.
I was like,
as
what?
we all know, Whitney, a celebrated
Is
Ford.
I love
Ford.
Ford.
All right,
Built
Jacob,
tough,
2
built
points.
tough,
Taking
okay?
off the lead here.
Jacob, why does the bottom of a soda can have that popped-in dome shape?
Oh Christ!
I will also shoot from the hip
Are you
because why
serious?
not? It is it's stronger, so it holds back the pressure that's built up inside the can when it seals. So it keeps the can from deforming.
To make it stronger under pressure.
Wow.
And to use less metal.
I thought it
Maybe
was going to
that's
be to sell less soda.
Well,
It's like a little cheap trick there.
Less
to
metal.
like,
You're
yeah,
on
the
the right
volume
track.
of the can decreases because of this shady little move. They're getting away with something. They're getting away. Don't trust the man now.
Okay, Jim.
You fuck. You're going to give me a hard one.
How many on
a hard one.
on many Heinz
many donuts
ketchup
is that?
bottles? Why is the 57 on the neck
All right, dude.
oddly important?
All right. So, like, I think I know the answer.
Oh
but
my
this
gosh.
is definitely one of those things that I was like, it's a family thing that we would say.
Okay.
And it's probably not fucking true.
Great.
But I'm going to shoot from the hip.
This is the
because
best.
It's the only way I have a shot at this.
Yeah.
In my family, the 57 was on that very specific spot on the glass. I'm talking about the original bottles, the glass ones with the white top. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Heinz 57s?
Yeah.
The 57 was there.
So people call
cool.
them ketchup bottles.
Because whenever you tip the bottle over and it would get stuck, you'd have, if you hit it on that spot on the 57, whatever physics is happening there, that would get the ketchup out. You try to hit it in the back, it wouldn't work.
So that's the
You try
target.
to shake
Hit it
it
from
wouldn't
the back.
work.
Won't work.
You had to hit it right there on the 57, right on the neck, and that's the only way that you'd get it out. It was like that was what you're supposed to do. That's why the 57 was there.
Correct.
Fuck yes!
Oh.
Fuck yes!
Mister, you give me the hard one.
Yes!
He's such a
First
whiny
off, I don't
bitch.
sound like that.
You
Okay,
sound
Yeah, you
just
kinda
like
do.
that.
it's not at all what I sound like.
Bonus point. Do you know what the 57 is?
A number. Final answer.
Woo! Extra
All right.
point, Jacob.
All right, a prime number maybe even too. Okay, do I lose anything on this? Or is this just a bonus?
We'll see how I feel.
All right. I'm gonna say the year that formula was created or something. It's gonna be like Coca-Cola Classic was like the Heinz 57 is the year that it was created.
No.
Okay.
It was the number of flavors of pickles that they made.
Wow. For ketchup?
That's it.
Somebody's going to have to fact check me on that, but that's
Nope.
my understanding.
No,
I
we
know there's a
believe
pickle
you.
on the label.
Heinz 57
Yeah.
is called 57 because they had 57 different flavors of pickles.
Heinz
But they're
pickles?
were they a pickle company?
Yeah, apparently.
Jacob has now created a logo for our cryptocurrency.
Yes.
The hot supple 19-year-old coin.
Love it.
It looks beautiful.
It has a good logo.
Go. This will be up on the Patreon,
Yeah.
or up on the Discord. So if you're not a member, this is your week because
the
these are
picture
selling
of
like
the chocolate,
hotcakes.
the chocolate box, and the
Yeah, these coins, guys, we can barely hold on to them. Okay, in fact, I have none in my hands. Or
We
pockets.
wanted to put chocolate inside of them,
Yeah.
but Jim couldn't handle it.
That's right. Too
chocolate
hot for
coins.
TV.
That's crazy.
Yes, that's what we should do. We just send them chocolate coins. I mean, dude, St. Patty's
That's
is
a
coming. We could
great
probably get a
idea.
huge discount on this
Great
shit.
at these coins.
And people, and like the price keeps going up. So we're like, oh no, the value's really
They're
high.
trading and stuff.
You got to buy in early.
You got to get in early, guys.
There's only so many that are going to be made.
You do not want to miss out on supple.
You
hot
have no
yogurt.
idea what the value of this coin is.
Neither do we.
I cannot tell you what the value of this coin is.
It's a
No one
secret.
knows.
It's crypto.
It's
That's
very
how that
crypto.
works. All right,
You
we
have
a
to
tie
find
game.
Bigfoot.
Jim is not in the lead, but I am not in last place. I'll take that. People's champion. When to break up? This is a short question. Hello, everybody. Can you all share some insight on when would be a healthy time to end a relationship?
Tuesday.
Evenings.
You want to break
April
up on a
24th.
Friday. That way they have the weekend to start searching for a new partner. That's what I've
Just
heard.
polite.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. End of day Friday. Have a security escort them out. I'm a 38-year-old and have been with my partner for 9 years. We live together, and I feel like they're my other half, but for years, I've been thinking about whether I should end the relationship. Lately, I've been daydreaming about being with someone else or just being by myself. I love my partner, but we've lost the spark. It would be absolutely devastating to end our relationship, but I wonder if it'd be for the best in the long run. I also worry about age, as I don't want myself or my partner to be strung along for too long since we're not getting any younger. Please let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much, Anonymous.
So the first question that I've learned that we need to ask is, are they a listener of the show?
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Yes.
Anonymous.
Yes.
So that's helpful.
We do. I know a lot of you want to share this show with your partners. We love that you do that. That now excludes you from writing in about your partner.
Yeah.
Forever.
Can't
They
do
will
it.
figure it out.
Not allowed.
It will be weird for everybody.
Well, unless they know about it.
Yes. Unless,
Yeah.
we've had partners write in together.
Yeah.
Which
That's
also, we need to do that when we go live, is we need to have couples referee night.
Couples
where, like,
therapy?
Yeah, just bring in the couple and have, they each get to testify, and then we fucking vote.
And then we just pick a side.
Who's right? Once a month, we just fucking throw it down. Oh, that would be such a great show. Oh, that'd be a great live bit.
You get couples therapy as a Patreon bonus.
That's a Patreon exclusive.
We can destroy so many lives.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've already been doing it. Now we can do it to their face.
But now we can put a lot of wattage much behind it.
I like this question because, so yeah, this question I think gets to the heart of, because I think the writer's giving us some important clues here saying, look, I still care about them. I would be devastated without them. We have been together for a decade, but the spark is gone. And that's fascinating, right? Because they're saying, so if the spark is gone and we've lost like that zeal, now I'm asking that question of, okay, where do we go from here? Does it continue to be something that feels like it's chipping away and going downhill? Or is it just a slump? Is this 9 years? Is this maybe a slump? And we should be like, whoa, hold up. Don't bail. Hang in there. There's a lot of different takes on this.
You said you've been thinking about this for a couple of years.
Good point.
They do call it the 7-year itch.
Yes.
I mean,
statistically, by the way, that is true.
There is a name for it.
Yes.
I don't know anything more about it, but I know that it has a name.
That is true. And
so, the timing does line up there.
Yeah. The highest point of breakup for most marriages is the 7th or 8th year. So
and how old did they say they were?
Oh, yeah.
38.
So we're like...
So they've been together for their 30s.
And we're like running into...
Midlife.
A little midlife area, too.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. So what
There's
do we think about this?
a lot to face there. The obvious first question is, have you talked with your partner about your feelings? Like, hey, or like, you've had that discussion. Are we losing our spark? Or, and it can be kind of a...
Should we bring in a third?
Yeah.
Okay, don't do that.
Oh, is that not where you're going?
Oh, is that not where we're going?
That study
been 9
showed that
years,
does
Whitney.
not do well.
No, what they should do is have a baby.
Yeah.
That does
That will
great.
Buy a house.
Yes.
Have a baby.
Remodel everything.
The third.
Yeah. Then you get a third, okay? You don't jump right to a swinger, okay? You got to go through the normal evolution.
Start with nanny.
We should hire a nanny. We don't even have kids.
It's an au pair. You
Yeah.
always start with an au pair.
We're giving them an experience.
You got to
they'll
make sure
never
they
forget.
live with you, but they're kind of on the payroll. Yeah.
But the obvious first thing is, have you talked to your partner about this? Because my belief is, and I know it takes 2 to tango, or 3 if you're Jacob per se. So 2 to tango.
I don't know what that dance is, but it's not the tango. And you got cheated in your ballroom lessons.
Shit. So as long as your partner is agreeable to this, I think that. Oh my God, I totally lost my train of thought thinking about the tango.
Takes 2 to tango.
Yep.
You have both of them.
Yeah.
It takes.
You led with discuss that the spark is gone.
Oh, okay.
Communicate
So as
direct.
long as both people are involved and like agree to it, I think that spark can be reunited, like reignited. There we go, reignited.
I agree with that.
And I think if your partner is also kind of like, it has been a little dull, or I would be open to like trying some new things or letting in that third
Sure.
Jacob mentioned. Like,
Or a lot of couples get really comfortable, right? And like you become the sweatpants ponytail couple. And it's like, the spark does start to go away. And it's like, well, okay, let's notify each other that like,
Yeah.
I miss seeing that other part of you. Let's find that.
Yeah, I feel like it can be really. Humans like to be comfortable. We want the path of least resistance.
Yes.
And so it's very easy to fall into that, even though the side effect of that is also maybe some complacency.
Sure.
And,
Stagnation.
yeah, stagnation. So, I know we've talked about this on here before, but obviously Esther Perel is a great resource. I love her.
Yeah, so she has a great book called Mating in Captivity. And Esther Perel's entire thesis in that book, which pick up the book, it's a really, really good one. I'm really glad you referenced this. She talks about how familiarity is the inverse of eroticism. So she talks about exactly what makes the relationship erotic in the beginning is that there is a strangeness. You don't fully know how the other person feels about you. And it feels extremely igniting whenever they seem to approve of you. They like you. They pursue you. There's intimacy. You're like, whoa, this is like we're catching fire. But then the longer you're with each other, the more you have that familiarity. You know each other. You belong to each other. There's this real sense of connection. And like what she talks about is that is the inverse of that eroticism. You're going to lose the spark. But she talks about in the book, like, that shouldn't be seen as a bad thing. That should be seen as part of a life cycle of a mature relationship, which is the bit I'm going to get to talk about in a second. But also she gives a lot of ideas for how to recapture that, in part by challenging familiarity and discovering your partner in new ways, but also like with intention. This doesn't just, it's not going to reignite by accident. So if you haven't like put the effort in, Whitney, I think this is your thesis. If you haven't put the effort in yet, it's probably not time to call it.
Yeah, I feel like at least
is the patient
know
dead,
that
or have you not tried CPR?
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
do something. Yeah.
Well, I think too, like the partner, like how is the partner going to receive this? Is this going to feel like it came out of nowhere?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Or
And you've
is
been
the
thinking about it for
partner-
years.
Good point.
Yeah, or is the
Yeah,
partner
really good point.
kind of thinking like, oh, yeah, I saw this coming?
Yeah, you've brought this up about a dozen times.
Oh, that's a good question to ask yourself. If you were to end it today,
yeah.
how surprised on a scale of 0 to 10
Yeah.
would your partner be?
Yeah, because I feel like
And if it's a low number, you might be doing your partner a bit of a disservice.
Yeah.
right. Wait, low?
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, like if they're not surprised.
Oh.
Well, you mean
So
if they
I'm
are
sorry, if they are surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
sorry,
that's
sorry.
like, wait,
we assumed the
what?
higher number was more
Yeah.
surprised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So if
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
10,
no, I said
you
it wrong.
fucked up.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I said
If
it wrong.
it's
That's
0,
it.
you did your job.
Correct.
Like you've been petitioning and talking and trying to work
Yes.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That was it. That's it.
Okay. So another note that I would add onto this. So, okay, I don't want us all to just take this position of like coming off as minimizing your experience though. Like you're allowed
absolutely.
to say, hey guys, the spice is gone. That matters
Relationships
to me.
can end. That is,
Yeah.
and you have a long life ahead of you at 38.
Very
like,
true.
absolutely.
And so that's fair. But I guess I have a couple of thoughts on this. One, and I do a deep dive on this in the Patreon. I do a whole talk about Sternberg's triangular theory of love. And so Sternberg has this really great model where he explains love in the concept of 3 core components that can mix and match into different flavors. And all of these are part of the life cycle of a relationship, and all of them are valid. They're all real, true concepts of love that manifest at different times. And it's like, I'm not going to get into the whole lecture, you should check it out, but like the basics are the 3 core ingredients are passion, which is that chemistry that you're kind of talking about, intimacy, which is not a euphemism for sex. In this case, it means friendship, understanding, real connection. And then the third component's commitment, like that sense of longstanding, that sense of interrelatedness, bonding your lives, migrating your life together, being seen as one team. So whenever you combine those 2 elements on any of the 3 corners of the triangle, you can combine just 2 and you can get a form of a relationship. Like there's infatuation that can happen. But one of the types of love that he talks about is whenever you combine the understanding friendship side, which is called intimacy, and the commitment side, which is you guys being together for 9 years, but you don't have the passion corner. He calls that companionate love. And in his book, he talks about how most couples at some point will gravitate to that. He says most couples start with just passion, right? You start off with chemistry, you're connecting, this is great. You get to know the person, you like them, you understand them. That's that first bar, which he calls romantic love. And that's what most of us start our life cycle of like Western attraction-based marriages or relationships in. And then over time, you start to grab at that commitment side, which you guys have done over 10 years, where people start adding, we're living together, we're joining bank accounts, we're co-invested, maybe we're getting married, we're hitting these like life milestones, we're adopting a cat. You're doing like all the things that you do together. And then when you have all 3, he calls that consummate love. But he says consummate love is inherently temporary. And it's this incredible high that a lot of couples achieve and then they chase over and over again, or whenever it's gone, they think something's wrong with their relationship. But Sternberg says, no, there's nothing wrong with your relationship. Consummate love is inherently temporary. You get little flickers of it. It's all consuming. It's wonderful. But you're more likely going to migrate on one bar of the triangle. So a lot of couples start with romantic love, that combination of passion and friendship or intimacy. But a lot of couples over time, especially past that 7-8 year mark, they gravitate over to companionate love, which is the combination of intimacy, which is that liking and understanding, and commitment. And yeah, they flicker away from the passion, in part because of Esther Perel's theory that familiarity is the inverse to eroticism. Yeah. And so that starts to happen. But Sternberg talks about how that's an important part of the life cycle. And some couples, migrate to just one corner of the triangle where they're just together for commitment for a while. And they're not very close anymore and they don't have a lot of chemistry anymore. But the commitment is rock solid. Those old couples are like together for the kids or sitting in the rocking chairs.
They barely touch each other.
Yeah, they never touch each other. They're not besties. They avoid each other, but doggone it, they're going to be buried side by side in the graveyard. And he talks about that is a form of love. That is a genuine, legitimate form. Yeah. And so his theory is, if you can see yourself on the map, on the triangle, if you can appreciate your history and where you've migrated and know that you're in a specific area that he has foreseen that you might end up in and even could predict certain couples will end up there, it gives you a lot of security and a sense of understanding that, okay, so maybe I don't have to throw the whole damn thing away, because the next person you pair with, Ryder, you might in year one, they're going to be knocking your socks off. You're going to have that chemistry, that passion's going to be back. You're going to be discovering a new person. It's going to be so exciting. You're going to be reforming commitment. You're going to get to taste all those other flavors. But in a decade, you're very likely to end up at companionate love again for some amount of time or for a season. And I don't want that to keep being the story of your life as you just life cycle through these things and throw them away. I wonder if you're leaving a lot on the table. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't want to get prescriptive here, because I do want to honor that this person's writing and saying, I feel like I would like to break up, but it's going to be painful. And I'm asking, when should I actually break up? So each of us has kind of weighed in against the breakup for different reasons. What would be your note of saying, this is when I think you should? And one point you all three of you have already given is, you should, if you have spoken up enough, and this has been on the table and discussed thoroughly, and I guess we assume, and hasn't gotten better. Do you guys have other criteria that you'd say, here's when I would throw in the towel?
I think when you're no longer interested in trying to fix it.
That's a good
for
note.
whatever
That's
reason.
a good answer.
Yeah. Whether it's just
you're already checked out.
Yeah,
then.
whether it's just because you've tried and it hasn't worked, or maybe you just, when you think about trying to make it work, it's just not exciting to you, or you just feel like you're just not invested in it. I think that says a lot. Right
when you're
there,
rooting
too.
against it working out.
Yeah.
That's
You're
a
no
really
longer
good point,
wanting it
Nick.
to work.
Yeah.
That's solid, because you're going to sabotage it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got to call it.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, I like what Nick said, because my other thought was just, what we already touched on, where, I mean, I think it's worth a try, because then you might always wonder, what if after you break up, like, did I try my best, or did I try everything? But if you really feel like you did, what I've seen in friends of mine's relationships as well is that, I mean, when they tried and tried and tried for years, another person, maybe they said they'd be receptive, but then nothing happened. There wasn't effort on the other side. It's like, they're like, all right, well, I'm leaving. Of course, the other person feels blindsided.
Sure. Yeah. What?
But I would, you're like, Ryder, if you talked about it before or not, like, stick with what you know. Don't let anyone gaslight you on that end. But
for you, it sounds like what you're saying, you can measure that. Like your personal intuitions and emotions, those change day to day. Those change week by week, conversation by conversation. But the measurable milestones of having sat down and had serious talks and made real measurable effort, that's your barometer. That's your check-in to see how far you've gone with it.
Yeah. I would
when do
say
you
that.
throw in the towel, Jacob?
I don't know. I mean, I think I like Nick's answer. Nick's answer of, if you're done fighting it, like if you're done working at it,
and you don't have to have a reason.
Yeah,
like, I like that.
You can just be done.
Be in touch with your own.
I mean, I
can
can get behind that.
Yeah.
So nobody said it yet. Shame on all of you. Couples therapy. Drink, everybody. We're getting all the hits in tonight. We're doing all the layups. Yeah. So
Isn't
a lot
there
of people.
a bingo card for this?
There should be. Yeah, there's definitely got to be a bingo card. We got to update that thing, Manu. Get on it. None of us even know how this works, but it's still in the episode description. If any of you want to play Jim's Neurotic Bingo at home, open up the public show's episode description. But no, couples therapy. So like, look, there's an old saying in couples therapy that therapy is cheaper than divorce. No matter, even if you have to pay out of pocket, like we are always cheaper than divorce.
Oh my God,
you didn't
divorce
mention
is
being
so
married.
expensive, I hear.
It's insane,
Yeah. But therapy and then a divorce
Is double
Doubly
expensive.
But
So you think about it that
From
way.
experience.
Just
You got
get
a
the
point?
divorce.
Measure twice, cut once. All right. Also, you're going to get a better value on the resale if you repair it first.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. You lost me.
Figure out where your water shutoff valve is.
The point is, if you own a home, you really do want to know where that.
I mean,
thing
honestly,
is.
I'm still just a little taken aback by Jim's attack earlier on me.
Yeah.
Because I am literally wearing sweatpants and have a ponytail.
Oh shit!
Oh my! And we're in your house.
Slippers. The house slippers as
And
well.
my house shoes.
Oh geez.
I mean, I'm just like, I feel attacked.
But listen, SJ's a lucky woman. Okay, we all know. Yes, obviously.
Have you seen this man?
We're recording in your home. You live your life. No, but I mean, don't be afraid to consider the couples therapy thing. Because look, to me, if you had invested in anything in your life for 9 years and like the flavor's gone and you're not sure, I think that you're asking a categorical question that ought to be considered, right? Like the new shine, the new car smell has left the marriage or the relationship. But there's something else you now have access to a decade in that you may not have access to with anybody else, right? Like there's something else that you've earned through that investment that I just think is worth really taking the time to kick all 4 tires on. So I like the idea of couples therapy here to make sure, because if you throw away that 10 years, the next relationship, you cannot get to this place again for another decade.
Yeah.
So that's a long road.
But for real, just to put a fine point on this, if your wife's vagina smells like a new car,
Okay.
you should go to the doctor.
Yeah.
That is not what that is supposed to smell like.
I was going to say, hang on to that.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, that sounds lovely.
Yeah.
But get it checked out.
Yeah.
Just to be sure.
Because it doesn't seem like it'd be healthy.
Patreon.com/therapy writer. Get in there and just announcement to everybody when you
It
go.
smells like a new car, but with leather and like
Yeah.
there's a nice treatment on it.
When you go into our Patreon, our pinned top post is a directory. It's a library directory with hot links to everything that I've basically been able to hot link to. It's a little out of date, but the only things missing are like my AI stuff that's kind of recent enough that you can just scroll back in the feed. So I do need to get it up to date. It's a few months out of date, but 9-year libraries in there, including that triangular theory of love discussion, which I think is a 2-parter. I think that part 1 is getting into the design of the concept, and part 2 is going into the 8 different types of love that Sternberg talks about to explore that in a really cool dynamic. We recently got a new Patreon member, and she's sitting in this room.
I was going to say, I already started the deep dive on ADHD.
Yeah,
I was like,
when she got
I had to put on 1.25 speed. I was like,
I can't believe you really did that.
Slow.
I thought you were joking. Like
That's
whenever
ridiculous.
we
Yeah.
finally figured out how to let Whitney access the Patreon, and she writes back and goes, "I'm going to do the ADHD
I was
dive."
joking,
I
and then I
laughed
was
out
like-
loud because I was like, "No, you're fucking not."
I was joking at first, and I was like, let me just go see it. I joked.
What is the
now
deal
I'm
with
curious.
this shit? I love
yeah,
it.
talk
Listening to
faster.
ADHD on 2x speed, also a way to know if you have ADHD. I think it's just a
Or
test.
if you just value your time.
But you use the directory page in order to find that, I assume, or did you search for it?
I search,
Okay.
or maybe it was kind of hard to search. Let me go back in there.
You're fucking this up, Whitney. That we're talking about how user friendly the Patreon is.
No, I think it was one of the most listened to things.
All right, we need to get rid of her, bud. I know it's been a couple of years, but
We need to figure out
this
Patreon.
Probation period over.
Shit.
ruining the fucking show
When's
right
my
now.
annual
Honestly,
review?
She's
I'm
killing
at
us.
the point where I no longer feel motivated to work on it.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
it's time to cut it
No, this
loose.
is-
Like,
yeah.
I just
Ah,
yeah.
shit.
I'm rooting against it.
No,
I
I'm
find
trying
myself
now. I'm
just-
gonna try.
I feel
Just
like we've
give me
lost
a
that
moment.
original spice. You know, when she first
do
came,
better
it was like
next week.
exciting.
She's almost 40. She's got
Yeah.
plenty of life left in her.
yeah. This has been
Pull
dragging
Leo.
on long enough.
I find myself spending all my free time on the internet looking for other possible co-hosts.
Yeah. I actually created a profile for us on this this website where you can meet other hot young therapists in your area.
It's
So-
the first time that adding a third hasn't worked out.
Oh, come on.
Anyway,
That's not
patreon.com/therapy. I promise you it's easier to use than Whitney is trying to teach you.
Look, how do I find it?
She's like, this whole time she's like flicking through. No, damn it. You're fucking this up, Whitney. You are killing me, Smalls. Anyway, good luck with this, writer. We'd
You're
love
gonna
to
love
hear
it.
what you end up choosing, but check out the Patreon, man. Make sure you're getting all those resources. We definitely try to offer some things, but I would not walk away until you've at least sat down with a professional and done some personal work on it, or just personal work for yourself. Doesn't have to bring your partner into it, but double check. A decade investment's worth getting into. Speaking of investments, hot, supple 19-year-old crypto coin.
That's right.
Now available.
She is a hot,
in your
supple
area.
19-year-old.
Coin. Check
I
it
love
out.
how you've embraced it now.
Yeah. There's money to be made, Tangeman. Also,
he
first
embraced
listener.
the hot supple 19-year-old years ago.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. It's now hot, supple 27-year-old. It's just not even interesting. Nobody
Oh, my
cares.
God.
Beginning of the show. Also, first listener to create a website to go with this. Just have at it, Haas. You know, where can we sell these coins? That's where we need it. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have a very serious letter about reckoning with shame. You are listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Kasab, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Brady Malachek, Max the Ginger Scoop, Ellie O'Dare, and Amy Aardvark.
Aardvark.
Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapist at patreon.com/therapy. All right.
Tie game.
Whitney?
Everybody's
Yeah.
doing great, including
Phillips
me.
screw heads are famous for slipping. Historically, that cam out, as it's known, was caused by what?
That cam out? Is that the word
Yep.
you said?
Yeah, that's when it slips, when the screw slips out as or the bit slips out of the screw.
Oh,
I love the
okay.
hand gestures you're using to explain this. Yeah, you're doing a really great job.
This is how
Yeah.
I screw.
Also, I don't appreciate you putting it right toward my face. If you could just not, that'd be great. So instead of calling it came out, they say it cam out?
Cam out.
That's stupid.
Oh, okay. So repeat the
You're
question.
dumb hardware companies.
Phillips screw heads are famous for slipping. Historically, that cam out was blank, and then there's a list of options. Basically,
I'm obviously going to take the
what
options.
caused it? Okay.
Oh,
An accident.
pressure. No, just kidding.
An accident no one fixed. Designed to help prevent over tightening in assembly work.
Oh.
Meant to make screws harder to remove. Only an issue with power drills, not hand tools.
Okay.
Oh, I feel like B sounds like a good answer.
Yeah, I like B.
Correct.
Wow.
Just look at me.
It's the rebound.
It's what's it called? Designed, like a designed failure, like a designed fail point.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So that way you
Okay.
can't break anything. Just
Well,
so-
you're not supposed to be able to.
Yeah.
You're
But,
not supposed
yeah.
to over tighten.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
What happens if you over tighten?
Then it's too tight.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't know that was a
You don't
thing.
want
It's right there.
It's
Okay.
right there.
Okay,
You ever heard of something being too
Can't
tight
be-
before?
No.
Happen again.
I'm
Jacob,
proud of us for just letting it go.
why do some screws?
That is such a big box.
Such a big box.
Why do some screws use a Torx star head instead of a Phillips cross head?
Oh boy.
Oh, let's hear those options.
Yeah.
The Torx looks nicer.
Yep. That's
It does.
That's it.
Torx reduces slipping and handles higher torque.
It does do that.
It does.
Torx is only for soft materials. Torx is easier to manufacture.
Oh boy.
I don't think that last part's true at all. I think the last part is just false.
Yeah.
I think it's B.
I like B.
It is B.
Nice, dude.
Wow.
Nice.
All right. I do like a good torque, a nice torque screw.
Who doesn't? I love
So
it when
that's
people torque.
a,
Love it
that's-
when they torque right in front of me.
I got a torque bit right here.
Ooh, yeah. Torque it, baby.
Torque bit.
Torque it.
Torque.
Torque that.
Okay.
So
Torque,
there's two
torque,
screw
torque, torque,
questions.
Come on,
Jim,
baby.
you get the cracker question.
That feels right.
How? Why do mini crackers like saltines have those neat little holes?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is this going to be like a golf ball thing where it's like aerodynamic?
It does make the cracker aerodynamic.
Yeah.
When you throw it.
It does make the cracker possible to hit with a golf club.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. So if I go for two, I could win it right here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. But there's no amount of me that knows any fucking thing. Why are there
It's
holes
obviously
in
to
the
break it evenly.
crackers? I mean, it's got to be aerodynamics. There's something about
Yeah, it's definitely aerodynamics.
you got to get air in the cracker.
I don't know why
Well,
you're second
because-
guessing yourself, buddy.
No,
Maybe
Believe
dip
in
it.
yourself.
Yeah,
Dip it in
because
the-
they were originally. I mean, they started in in the Civil War.
It's like
And
a ration.
well,
ration, like a
but
military
it was
ration?
a weapon. If you for close combat, you could throw the cracker
Like a
They had-
star. Okay,
it's
yeah,
like a-
yeah. That's why
yeah.
there's those little ridges on the side,
Exactly.
too. Okay, and the
Right.
salt
Oh my
gets in
God.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to take options, Tangela.
Oh, all right.
I'm not going to
All
go
right.
for two.
You almost
with your
have.
Fine.
advice. Watch option D is throwing Chinese stars during the Civil War.
Aerodynamics.
Aerodynamic crackers.
A, decoration. Crackers are just fancy that way.
It kind of is, though.
True.
B, to let steam escape so they bake flat and crisp instead of puffing.
Oh.
C, to absorb butter more efficiently. And D, to cool faster for baking.
Damn it.
I'm sorry,
all.
cool faster after baking.
I like both the middles.
aerodynamics.
I know. The butter thing makes sense, and so does the... But then I'm like, well, you can make flat bread, so why would you have to fucking put holes in it to make it flat? We can make flat bread. It's called flat bread. Isn't this unleavened bread?
Yeah,
it is
Emma.
unleavened bread. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
And I think there's holes in those
Yeah,
flatbreads.
these are Jewish cookies. These are the ones that don't get big. They don't get puffy. So,
Someone doesn't bake in here.
like, you can't bake crackers. What are you talking about? You fry them.
Go
No,
with
they're-
your heart, Jim.
You get them off the cracker tree.
Yeah.
Give me,
grows in
give
there.
me
It's
the
a
one
root,
about
a root
give me the
cracker.
one about holes to keep it flat.
B, yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Fuck yes! Tie game. God damn, that was a journey.
You're welcome.
That was hard.
You are a special kind
I got
of
it
little boy.
right. I don't know if you're keeping
did.
track. You have
But
the
you're still a
same
special
points.
kind of little boy.
Same points as me.
I think we all know I'm not talking about the points in the game.
Jewish crackers. All right. Okay, buckle up, everybody. We got a serious question here.
I'll try to take it seriously.
We will now officially, for the first time ever on the show, take a question seriously. All right, here we go. Reckoning with my shame from Robert Brownie Jr. Mint. Hi, even number of balls having therapists.
What?
That includes Whitney, since
Okay.
wives legally own their husband's balls.
Fuck yeah.
There you go.
Hashtag save Peter.
Yeah, we do.
Save Peter,
We do need
that's
to
right.
save him still.
I didn't make the rules. I just live by them. I've been posting updates in the Discord, so all the pods, pals, dactyls, producers, and partners already know the major updates. It was, for those who don't remember, a couple of weeks ago, Robert wrote in about having a mass on his testicles.
That's right.
And having to get urgent surgery to find out what was going on.
Testicle.
Thank you, on testicle. And so he has been updating us. And so he says, yep, everybody in the Discord already knows the updates, and here's this update.
Bluetooth speaker.
It was, in fact, an aggressive cancer.
Oof.
Damn.
But my prognosis is currently excellent.
Great.
I've applied for some support services provided by the Dempsey Center here in Maine. Yeah, that Dempsey from the 1987 cult classic
No
Can't
shit.
Buy Me Love.
Yeah.
I guess he also played a dreamy doctor for a bit too.
Yeah.
All in all, I've
He's
had
dreamy.
it pretty easy as far as cancer goes.
See, I don't know him from either of those.
What?
Dempsey, Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah.
I know him
From
from the
Grey's
medical
Anatomy?
show. Yeah, Grey's Anatomy.
I never
Was
watched
he
Grey's
Doctor
Anatomy.
Dreamy?
Dreamy.
McDreamy guy.
McDreamy.
Okay, I know his face.
McSteamy just passed. R.I.P.
Who?
McSteamy, the other
Is that
doctor.
the other doctor?
He
Oh,
just
maybe I
died.
don't know which one's which. Okay.
Sorry, from
I'm
cancer.
positive
also,
that I don't know which one is which.
Oh my gosh, they're
I
both
know
so
him from
hot.
the-
I just jack it to both of them.
Okay,
That's
there
fair.
you go.
the Brendan Fraser movie
I don't look at their
with
faces.
honors.
Don't need
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Free Willy.
Is
Yeah.
it that one?
No.
No, it's not that one.
I don't know.
It's the one with Joe Pesci.
Yes, Casino.
No,
Gone
with Joe
Fishing.
Pesci and Brendan Fraser.
Joe Pesci and Brendan
Yes.
Fraser.
Can't buy me.
Brendan
love?
Fraser,
Or what?
he's a Harvard student. Joe Pesci plays a homeless guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
and
Curly
he-
Sue.
How do you remember these things?
That is Encino Man.
No.
That's it.
That's Encino Man.
That's definitely
I
Encino
did just
Man.
watch Son-in-Law again for the first time in like
Joe
20 years.
Pesci. That is the Mummy 2.
Wait, isn't Brendan Fraser in
Mummy
Encino Man? Isn't he the
Return.
Encino Man?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Encino Man. Yeah. You got that right.
All right.
So anyway, yes, that Dempsey. All in all, I've had it pretty easy as far as cancer goes. It feels like
Lucky.
Yeah, lucky. It feels like stolen valor. In parentheses, foreshadowing is a literary device. This has dragged up some old emotional skeletons from my sad boy suicide era. Now, I know what kind of podcast this is. By writing in, I'm inviting y'all to make jokes and riff off of whatever comes to mind. I just want to preface all that with this. What I'm about to tell you is my deepest shame. It is only through years of extra strength cope that this shame doesn't keep me awake at night.
Great.
Before the cancer diagnosis, I planned to die with this information. Not even my wife knew this before February. Jokes are welcome, but do so knowing that I'm cringing with embarrassment and shame throughout. 13 years ago.
Deal.
I was-
by the way.
Yeah,
Deal.
Jacobson.
I'm fine with
I accept
conditions
the term.
accepted.
Your terms are acceptable, sir.
3 out of the 4 people in this room are nervous. One
Jacob,
is
great.
really excited.
We're all
I'm stretching.
He's limbering up over here on the side. He is on deck. All right,
sweaty.
here we go. 13 years ago, I was deeply unwell. In the months-long spiral towards my suicide attempt, I was pushing people away, isolating myself, and drowning in a self-inflicted lack of human connection. At the apex of my isolation and desperation, I lied and told people that I had testicular cancer. I figured that sympathy was better than nothing.
Okay.
Wow.
And in my depression, this was the only thing I could think of. I pushed people away, and then I lied to them to get sympathy and guilt them into pulling closer. It was a destructive cycle, one that, once started, I couldn't stop. Of course, the truth came out immediately after my suicide attempt, and all that sympathy turned sour. Most of the friends I lied to are no longer my friends, and that's deserved. I miss them all, but I don't blame them for wanting nothing to do with me after all that I did. My family, and like 2 friends, did forgive me. We never talked about it, though. I was more than happy to never talk about it. That was something for me to work through in therapy. Everyone else did me the kindness of never bringing it up for 13 years.
So the thing that wasn't going to be brought up again, it's just, so it's not that no one knew about this beforehand. So people knew that this was a lie.
Ryder
already.
lied about it. It came out when Ryder attempted
Yes.
suicide, and they realized, oh,
Great.
You lied
You didn't
about
have cancer.
testicular cancer.
I was confused. I thought Ryder was saying that no one had known that it was a lie until potentially now.
oh no.
Oh, no.
They
Yeah.
found out. They found
Yeah,
out
so they
13
found out,
years ago,
right.
and then he kept it to
And
himself.
that alienated
he had
him
done
from
this.
some of the people that he had told that
Yeah.
lie to.
Everybody
Yes.
did find out that
Great.
he had lied
Okay.
too, but now, good
I'm
clarification.
caught up. Thank you.
Good clarification. Now, here I am. I have testicular cancer. To quote my little sister, I manifested the fuck out of that shit. I don't buy into manifesting. There it is. I don't buy into. He has an entire soundboard, Rob, and this is usually my problem. Today it might be yours. To quote my little sister, I manifested the fuck out of that shit. I don't.
Yeah, you did.
I don't buy into manifesting, but I'll be damned if I don't believe in karma just a little bit now.
Wow.
Yikes. I've had to confront this long buried shame. I told my wife about it. I sent a copy of my medical documents to my family to prove I was not lying again.
Mm-hmm.
It's been uncomfortable. I don't miss who I was back then, especially as my bullshit circles back to bite me in the ass. For the first time in 10 years, I'm going back to therapy. I need to work through this shame. I also am dealing with some disgust about my body since the surgery. It was pretty severe at first and has improved as the bruised genitals slowly return to their normal color, but it still lingers. I think I need to address that before it becomes something more. So, do you have any advice about what to look for in a therapist? Would you, as LCSWs or family therapist, feel equipped if someone came to you with this? Or should I look for a cancer-focused therapist specifically? What about modalities? Cognitive behavioral therapy has always been my tool of choice, but I'm open to something novel. I welcome your advice and expertise. Finally, to anyone listening who thinks less of me now, yeah, me too. I get it. I promise I'm not lying this time. Photographic evidence will be provided upon request to anyone at the TheraPartner level.
DM him.
Sign up today at patreon.com/therapy for as little as $100 a month to see nasty pictures of my surgical scars and half full sack.
What's that website?
But please don't, actually. I've had to show my penis
BORNHUB.
to too many new people lately. I'm too sexually repressed for this. Going ball to the wall, Robert Brownie Jr. Mint. P.S. Thank you to everyone in the Discord. Your well wishes, jokes, and shared experiences have been invaluable to me. You guys didn't sign up for it, but you're a great addition to my support team.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It almost makes it worth not having that ball anymore.
Yeah. Love the
You
support.
guys are great.
Missed the ball a little bit more.
I don't know.
Sign
I'd give
Bob.
up a testicle for friends.
Okay. Yeah.
All of them?
Not Jim, but other
Okay.
friends.
Deal. So we're doing like a Rumpelstiltskin thing here, right?
Oh my
How did
gosh.
Jim get legal ownership of one of Nick's testicles?
Okay.
Oh, that is a long story.
Yeah.
Get comfortable.
He had it put in glass. It's a keychain.
Oh my
He
god.
carries it around.
No, we swapped. It's the modern day Blood Brothers.
Yeah. Ball Brothers.
He carries a piece of me with him everywhere he goes.
Oh my gosh. Can I just say
Don't be a testicat. Be a testicle.
Oh, there it is.
that is super brave of you
Yeah,
to share this.
Also,
oh my
what
gosh.
a shitty wraparound karmic
God,
coincidence.
what are the fucking odds?
Yeah.
Nobody
Like
saw
that
that coming.
is
Holy shit.
I mean, yeah, sorry, but that is karmically just a slap in the dick.
I mean, wow. There it
I
is.
don't know what else
I
to
think
do
you
about
meant
it.
kicking the balls, but go on.
And why does it happen to you? Because I've been telling people for 30 years I'm a millionaire. And I'm
Manifesting
waiting.
never
Keep
seems to work
saying
in
it,
the right
Nick. Keep
direction.
saying
still waiting
it.
for karma to get me on that
Yeah,
one.
come at me, karma. So I do want to preface just as a really quick hot take, because I know this was a heavy letter to write and it was very serious. I strongly considered not putting it into the lineup at all because part of me thought, buddy, you're going through so much right now. Is this really the time, that you need to like be cathartically getting all this out? Like, you don't owe this story to anybody. But I think whenever he has gone through this, he's accessing just a whole nother understanding of why this was so bad to do.
Yeah.
But I do want to just lead off the order with saying we love you anyway.
Yeah.
There's
no
nobody
judgment.
that is looking at you and thinking, that you are who you were all those years ago. And in a moment, we're going to get into why people lie about this kind of thing, because we actually see this.
Yes.
Yeah, we see this a lot in mental health.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I didn't particularly care for you before.
Yeah.
And my feelings have not changed.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Unchanged Jacob over there.
Honestly, that's a win. With Jacob, it's like golf. You're going for the lowest score you can handle. It's fine.
It's called love for a reason, buddy. Come on.
There it is.
I love you, Robert Browdy Jr. Man. You know this.
Yeah, I don't intentionally don't read the letters before putting them into the script, because I want kind of a reaction. I want a raw reaction. And I was getting really nervous the way that you framed this up, and I don't know how anybody else felt, but I kind of felt a sense of relief when you said like what the issue was like, oh, I had told people I had testicular cancer and I really didn't. I lied to them about it.
Yeah.
And my immediate reaction to that was like, oh, all right. Well, we can handle this.
We can do this.
Yeah, we can deal with this.
This is on our wheelhouse.
But it's important to say, like, oh shit, man, this is a surmountable problem.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Which
I
think
we can talk about this.
Right-sizing it, right?
Yeah,
That's us
exactly.
right-sizing it, because to him, it is devastating. It's his greatest shame. And a lot of us feel that way about our greatest shame. And then you present it to friends and they go, hey, I love you. It's okay. Like, I know that's scary. We could talk about that, but I also don't want you to make this Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
agree that it's shitty.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said about it. But this is surmountable.
Let's right-size what this is.
I think it's also important, too, to, while also doing that, be able to validate his perspective of how he feels about it.
Yeah.
You feel terrible about that.
Of course.
Totally understand. From my perspective, looking at this, I'm like, kind of like what we've always said on this podcast when we're talking about how other people treat us or how other people act. We always say, well, hurting people hurt people.
Right. Yeah.
Well, people who, are dealing with suicidal ideation.
Right.
It's the same thing. Like you're like, this is what a struggling brain is going to come up with.
Broken people do broken things.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to say that. And so I think, to hold yourself now accountable at the same level as you would at that time is kind of like me, as a grown adult holding my 8-year-old self accountable for something I did at 8 years old.
Mentally ill version of you does not get to be the standard bearer for who you are as a person.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's what we talk. I mean, when we say get over it, like the whole like just get over it, and it's a shitty thing to tell people when they're dealing with something. It's not something that people can just do. But I mean, that is kind of what we're talking about. It is accepting something. It's accepting something in your past. It's learning something from this event in your past, and it is not getting over it, but just getting on with life. Right. It is. I have learned from this. I alienated friends. I lost friends. I took these actions. These were the results of these actions. It's how we get better.
Yeah. I say that to people with cancer all the time.
Get over it.
Yeah. Just get over it, man. Just rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm not running 5K. All right. I'm not gonna do it. I'll write a check.
I'm aware enough.
Yeah. I promise you, we've heard of it. Okay, we've all heard of it. But here's some money.
You know what the G in Susan G. Coleman stands for? Shut your goddamn mouth.
We get it.
We heard you.
We get it. We all are against the problem.
Yeah. We agree.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Me running 5K does fucking nothing. Okay, just pointing that out. Anyway, Whitney, you were saying.
Oh yeah, please.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, follow that up.
I love Susan.
Half of the show is her just disavowing whatever we just said. Like, so Susan B. Komen, I'm just a fan. I support your work. Please don't run into the show. I'm not part of this shit.
Oh, what is it, Susan B. or Susan G?
Susan B. Anthony, I think, is the one.
Susan B. Anthony. I think it's Susan G. Coleman.
Yeah, I think the G.
Okay, good.
She's
good.
a G.
I was like, man, did I miss that joke?
Shit. No, the direction I was going to go reading through that was how many clients I've had with depression come in and discuss how it it's hard for them to feel like their illness, and it will be severe, like suicidal thoughts. We're going to like potential intent in some of these situations, but they will still come in and say, you know, well, it just doesn't feel the same as like a physical ailment, even though they are tormented by this. They're suffering. They're suffering from this. And so I hear, and the irony that it was testicular cancer, and here you are. I am sorry for that. That is wild.
That's rough.
Right.
But the perspective kind of what Nick was saying, where that was coming from, makes total sense to me, because I think, and maybe especially as men, boys, like there needs to feel like there's a reason I'm upset. There's a reason I'm to the point where I want to end my life. And if I were going to die, cancer makes sense. I feel like I want to die, and it's going to be from cancer. Like our brain is kind of fucked up in that sense when we're there, but it made total sense.
Well, to add another plank
that.
to your point about masculinity as well, like I think a lot of times we don't know how to ask for love and support or to let people know that we need that.
How much you're hurting.
And especially with depression, right? Because there's a lot of shame and guilt around depression. There's not as much shame or guilt around cancer. Like in both have taken a lot of lives.
Yeah.
And like you were just saying, like depression is also a very lethal disease.
Yes.
But this is not one that people by and large know about. That's also why we have a fucking podcast, is to like raise awareness about the danger of these other things. So I think your point is really important. Like he wasn't in a sense doing it nobly, but there's an understanding that you're kind of forming a bridge there to say, hey, subconsciously,
I want to feel validated.
I kind of get where you're going with that, because telling everybody I'm suicidally depressed, it's like, okay, well, work
just
on
don't.
that. Just don't.
Just be happy.
People don't know what to do. And it's like, I'm pushing you away, but I really need you to break through me pushing you away and love me through that. And it's like, well, if I say I'm pushing you away and I've got cancer, people know what to do with me. And ironically, that's the same medicine I kind of need when I'm depressed. So I'm really seeking that medicine in this unfortunate way.
Yes.
I mean, in a lot of ways, it kind of worked. I mean, we've all kind of worked with kids.
Yes.
You know, like when
Again,
kids,
it's 19. 19 is not on the files.
Wasn't making that joke.
Oh,
I'm glad
okay.
you keep...
Great. I just want to make the point.
Yes.
In case there's any doubt.
Also wasn't a client.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Nobody said client.
The only mail I get is chocolate.
No one said it.
From a client.
Big black boxes.
Sorry, Nick. Sorry.
We've all worked with kids. We've all worked with kids. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it kind of reminds me of like kids don't have the verbal IQ to be able to express how they feel.
Yes.
And so like when you're working with kids and you see all of a sudden like everything's going really well, and then all of a sudden the kid just starts acting like a demon.
Right.
Then you have to like, you can't just like, oh, well, then I'm going to beat you or then I'm going to punish you. You kind of have to be like, okay, what is this kid trying to ask for? What are they trying to communicate?
Yes.
Because I need to figure out what that is, because that's the problem.
Yeah.
So this kind of reminds me in that sense.
That's a perfect metaphor.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Beat the shit out of that remaining testicle.
There you go.
So clearly the answer.
I think that we're all, just coming alongside you here to point out that it's clear that you were acting out in a way that was correspondent with your mental illness at the time.
Yeah.
It manifested in multiple ways. You shouldn't be holding yourself to a standard at that era and that time of your life. That would be very wrong. And also, while there were consequences to your actions, as there often are, by the way, like a lot of men, one of the characteristics that we see in male depression is anger. And this is one of the number one things we see in men who are depressed is they get really angry and they start destroying their relationships, doing self-destructive and socially destructive things. And it's easy to be like, what a douche, oh, you're fuck you. Like, it's like, that is a symptom of depression, right? It's an antisocial behavior. And so like, we don't necessarily have to agree with it. There can still be consequences for that behavior, but it's like you said, Nick, I want to reach beyond it into a curiosity position and try to help. So I think that we're all trying to validate that. I do want to take a beat to talk about the real mental diagnosis that we have in healthcare called factitious disorder. And so a lot of you have heard about it more as like Munchausen, I believe, syndrome.
Oh, okay.
And so this is where people pretend to be ill and they will fake the symptoms.
What is the difference between this? Talk about the difference between this and what's the like hypochondria? Is that the one where they think where somebody thinks they are always
Great
ill?
question. Yeah. So hypochondria, which is technically called hypochondriasis, is the illness where you believe that you are sick. You do not want to be. You are anxious. So it's a high anxiety disorder where you fear that you are sick, but you're probably not.
So the difference between the two is knowledge. Knowledge.
I believe.
So let me define
Yeah.
factitious disorder. So
Great.
factitious disorder, on the other hand, is you know you're not sick.
Gotcha.
But you are role playing.
You know it's a
as
lie.
if you are. Yep.
Yeah.
And so
As a
it's
means to an
sickness
end.
cosplay that you're doing because of the social benefits, the affection, that it may relieve you of certain responsibilities.
You get first
Now,
in line at
this
Disneyland.
This is different. Yeah, exactly. This is different
Jacob
than
knows
the
he goes to
third
Disney.
thing. There's another diagnosis we have called malingering. Malingering is I am lying. I know I am lying, and I'm not doing it because I'm pathologically needing the support and the emotional. It's because I'm trying to game the system.
Yeah.
So I'm malingering so I can get Frontline in Disney. I'm malingering. I'm lying so I can get disability benefits. If we see that, we'll write down malingering, which means I don't think this person's telling the truth about what's going on. I think that they are pretending for a benefit that is tangible, whereas factitious disorder is not that. Factitious disorder is the person is emotionally and mentally unstable, and they are role playing in this way so they can elicit a positive and nurturing response from others. They don't know how else to access that, and so they pretend to be ill, and they'll even they'll mess with lab results. They'll make themselves intentionally ill. They'll inject themselves with germs or create opportunities to be sick.
I mean, is this a communication? Is this a failure of communication on the patient's fault, or on the patient's end in this scenario? Not the writer's scenario.
In the sense that they don't know how to ask, maybe for love.
Yeah,
I think that's
maybe.
probably
Okay.
part of it. But like the reason we see it as the disorder is because it's this pathological way of seeking out this community response and that nurturing. And we also have another version of it of Munchausen, which is like the parent maybe tries to keep the child sick because they like the connection that they
Munchausen by
form.
proxy.
Yeah, Munchausen by proxy, which we also have factitious disorder by proxy as well. So like both of those are examples. And the reason I bring them
Kathy
up, Rob,
Bates is great in that movie, by the way.
Munchausen.
Munchausen by proxy.
Yes,
Yeah.
very good. Oscar winning. But the reason I bring it up is because, you know, Rob, you can say this and look at this and say, this is one of the greatest shames I've ever carried. To me, on one hand, I look at it and say it's a manifestation of your depression.
Yeah.
On another hand, I look at it and say, buddy, you just had 2 diagnoses, not one. You probably had major depressive disorder and factitious disorder. And anybody who evaluated you at that time, if you had confided in a therapist and told them I've been lying to everybody about having testicular cancer so that I can receive love and support through some kind of mental illness, they diagnosed factitious disorder. They wrote down 2.
Yeah.
And so I just want to point that out because a lot of people can feel tremendous shame about the things they do when they are mentally ill, but some of that is literally the symptom criteria for the mental illness.
Yeah.
You are just describing factitious disorder.
Yeah.
And you're feeling an incredible amount of shame for it. You're allowed to regret what happened, but I really need you to not moralify that because for us, you are just describing medical criteria.
That is interesting too when you talk about like mental health, is because that's one of the, like, if if I had IBS, I'm not
Which is a
upset
computer
with
system.
myself about experiencing the symptoms of it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you
I
ate
don't
the
feel
food,
guilt
so you
about
should.
it. Right.
Right. Yeah.
But like,
I'm upset with myself for eating all of that ice cream, and I am not.
That's me with my yeah. Thank you. That's how I feel.
bad example.
Yeah.
But like in mental health, that's often the issue. Mental and behavioral health is like the experience of the symptoms.
Right.
Other people will look at them and be like, oh, well, you shouldn't do that, or something's wrong, or, you know, the person feels shame and guilt because they experienced the symptoms. It's the same way. I always think of this too when I work in, you know, substance use, and I see, you know, a client is kicked out of group or treatment because of their using. And it's like, well, the inability to control the use
Right.
is the symptom
Right.
of the disorder.
It's how we got that diagnosis thing.
Yeah.
It's like, remember that diagnosis that
always
justified
bothered
them
me.
being in
Yeah.
treatment? Yeah, we got that with this.
That always bothered me about rehabs.
We
I was
don't
like,
have
what?
a blood test for addiction.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
just
it's
a
like-
list of behaviors that we go, yep, that's a disease.
But like,
that looks
what,
like it.
What other condition would the physician stop treatment because the person is experiencing the symptoms
of the disease.
of the thing they're treating?
Exactly.
Never.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. But
Yeah.
like for mental health or behavioral health, that happens all the time where people
Right.
feel guilty for acting and behaving a way that
Right.
fits with what the diagnosis is.
Yeah. So, I mean, the good news here, Rob, is, I mean, first off, buddy, we're just really relieved to hear that your prognosis is good. You've been so transparent with this process, and you've always been such a huge advocate for mental health. And in both of these scenarios, now sharing about factitious disorder, not knowing that that's what you were sharing about, and also your previous shares about major depressive disorder, I think that we all just universally admire you for making yourself the object of study that allows other people to get so much information about themselves. And we've had people write that in where they've literally referenced, Robert Brownie Jr. Mint questions or episodes saying, hey, I listened to this guy's story. I learned something about myself. It gave me courage to do the right thing or to get help. And so if there's anybody out there, I'm going to speak on behalf of what I know Rob really, writes these questions for the purpose of. If you're out there and you have been sitting on tremendous shame and living with the sense of guilt and self-hatred over something, really, we want you to get into therapy and talk about this stuff. And this, brings us full circle into Rob's other question, which is like what to look for in therapy. When you're dealing with this shame, you're dealing with body dysmorphia, you're dealing with cancer recovery. There are therapists that do specialize in medical recovery and in medical therapy. There are therapists that have worked a lot with grieving groups and like cancer, support. I do think there is a lot of value in working with that, specialist. If you find somebody in there, working with people with body dysmorphia experience, I do think goes a long way too. I think we're talking about some really core things. When you said earlier, like I
add though, I don't think you need to hold out for somebody that specializes in it.
Yeah.
Like I think this is right in the wheelhouse of most LCSWs,
Yes.
family therapists, CPCs. I think anybody could probably deal with this.
I agree.
If you
find
have somebody,
great.
Yeah, find somebody that specializes in it, awesome, but don't hold out.
Yeah,
If you-
I'm glad
If
you
you have a
corrected
good
that. 'cause
connection with
that's
someone.
exactly what I think. This point of CBT, based on what I'm hearing, I actually think trauma work is going to go a long way in this one, especially because of the shame. So,
was
like,
thinking
I
that
would
too.
really be interested in trauma reprocessing therapy and any trauma technique. I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would really want to be more trauma focused. I think
Yeah.
that would go a long way.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of layers to this
Yeah.
that you've shared, and it might be worth poking around in some of those.
Yeah, it isn't, and you're very self-aware about your cognitive distortions, and like
Yeah.
you've already got that training.
That's going to help in
Yeah,
therapy,
absolutely.
honestly.
And almost every therapist speaks cognitive distortions. Like, we'll
Yeah.
definitely be tuned in for that. But approaching a new counselor and saying, look, I really think I want to do some trauma work. Like, I'm going through body dysmorphia. I'm going through recovery from this. Tremendous amounts of my past are coming back to me. I'm carrying all this guilt and shame. Yeah, I really want you to get into those emotions and do some excavation and kind of some healing on those things. And honestly, just pairing up with a counselor as you're
It's
navigating.
not excavation, it's restoration.
Okay, yeah, paleontology is what I was thinking of. but
It's
I
a
was getting those
ditch.
things. Yeah.
It's a ditch.
Anyway, I am rooting for you, buddy. We all still
Yeah.
love you. We
Thank you for
appreciate.
sharing
Yeah, I know,
that.
so
Oh my
brave, man,
gosh,
and just
yeah.
being transparent. But yeah, at worst, I think you just described a second mental illness you didn't know you had.
3 out of the 4 people in this room have a tremendous amount of respect for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whitney's also here.
Yeah. She hates you,
You
buddy.
She's a real
She
cunt.
is. The fourth
Wow,
C.
there
the
it
fourth
is.
C.
There it
I was
is.
really waiting on the fourth C. I was
There it
surprised
is.
we couldn't get it. All right,
Wrapped
there
it
it
up.
is. Awesome. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are wrapping up the show. You are listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Casad, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Brady Malachik, Max the Ginger Scoop, Ellie Dare, and Amy Aardvark. Would you like to sponsor the show? Become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
All right, fam. So we are a little bit over time, so I'm going to punt on reading all the names that we do every month since we're already a week late anyway. Who gives a fuck? We'll punt to that next week, and you still have time to get your name on the list. How about that?
Hey.
Yeah.
But as we wrap
Yeah,
up the
we're
show,
doing this for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're welcome, America. And the world. Oh, yeah, there's other people. Anyway, we want to remind you, patreon.com/therapy.
They're disavowing us as we speak.
That's true.
The other people in the world are disavowing the Americans as we
Ad-free,
speak.
Day earlier, as well as enjoy our live chat, very supportive Discord community, and our sporadic deep dives, interviews, skill shares, research, roundups, and rants. And as I speak, this week I have released a deep rant/storytelling of a tale I've been teasing on the Discord, which is the interview process that I've been going through to enter higher education in a full-time basis.
All right.
Which I've been sleeping on here in the public show. I've not revealed it because I wanted to get through the interviews, and I have. And so if you'd like to hear what went down, it was exciting and eventful, patreon.com/therapy.
We have to...
yeah, that's right.
Why couldn't you just told it in a story? Now I got to listen to this shit.
It's a whole-ass story.
No, I'm not doing that.
Whole-ass story. Just ask Whitney. Whitney can listen to it now. She's trying to catch up on
I have
the
Patreon.
Anyway. She
It's
listens to it
great.
at 3x speed and just skips to the end. That's just the fastest
ADHD,
way.
who is
That's how
she?
she knows at the end. It's like, anyway, you have ADHD.
I already
If you
saw it.
skip to this part, you have ADHD. Shit. He caught me.
Oh, I lost.
I know. I'm losing this game.
It is a Rorschach test. Anyway, patreon.com/therapy. But we've got some new friends to welcome to the Theraparty. Who's new to the family there, Nick?
We don't.
Great.
That was my mistake. That was left over from the last script.
All right, great. So all of you listening on the public feed, fuck you.
I mean, it's possible we have some new ones that haven't shown up yet.
Except
So
you.
You're
New
cool.
person. You're cool. Fuck all the rest of you. We'd like to thank the benevolent, revered, generous, and flagrantly pro-therapy diehard who love you all so much and has access to Rob's balls picks, our Therapartner, Pickett. And we'd like to thank our bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of our fan club, the Thera Producers. Thank you, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie Jr. Mint, Smitty Scoop, Richard fucking Macy, Judy Schneider, Malia, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Dan Martin, Sammy Scoop, Slurpee Kaye, motherfucker, Ben Stanley slapping your face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler T, Mike Helm, Oscar Swanrose, Paris, a Sunny Boy, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Sandra McWaffle, Team Monaco, Thunder, Cougar, Falcon, Scoop, Heyo, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, Emma, Tonka, and Pony Soprano, Alina, Brady Malachek, Chick Fellatio, Gabriel Adame, Sean Sutherland, Max a Ginger Scoop, Chad Mag, Adam Warren, Inkla Prince, Sam Cohn, Be Gay Do Crimes, Ellie O'Dare, Not, Kira Knightley, and Amy Aardvark.
Do you want to submit a question to the show? You can ask anonymously at podtherapy.net, email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com, or click the link in the episode description to be taken to our anonymous Google form. I'm Nick.
Yep, you are way off on the script.
I was like,
if you would
whoa,
like to
I
hear
was
this
like, I didn't get
episode
to say my
uncut and
part.
unedited,
And why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our spontaneous side projects, go to patreon.com
I was like, what?
/therapy, and thank you for supporting mental health. Hey, March Madness is underway. Get to our Patreon, sign up. You can get into the brackets. There's still time.
Oh, no.
And that's all the time we got for this week's session. I want to thank our landlords, the Cream Social Podcast. No, it's just Jacob's House. And thanks to those of you who contributed to our show today.
Jacob's House.
We really appreciate it. Remember, Pod Therapy isn't something you should keep all to yourself. Share the episode with the world. Tag us on the socials when you do. It's at PodTherapyGuys on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. It's /PodTherapy on Facebook.
Everywhere.
And don't forget about all the extra goodies at Patreon.com. Go ahead, Nick.
If you'd like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
And why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our spontaneous side projects, go to patreon.com/therapy. And thank you for supporting mental health.
I'm Jim.
I'm Nick Tangerman.
I'm Whitney. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
We'll
bye.
see you
Just
for your
say bye.
appointment
Hang up.
next week.
Hang up now.
Oh, yes. Thank you for everybody who pays for this show.
I wasn't listening.
It's a shit show. It is the shit show.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.